Hey guys, I'm Ted, here to give you another fast fact, and for today's fast fact, we will be discussing the Mexican War. Now, the Mexican War is the war between the early republics of the United States of America and the United States of Mexico. And the origins of the war begin with the Mexican government's invitation to American citizens to settle the sparsely inhabited province of Texas. The Mexican government provisions for settlement included conversion to Roman Catholicism, adopting the Spanish language, and accepting the Mexican state's prohibition or banning of the use of slavery. Now, the American citizens came over. The Americans immigrated to Texas. They found the land to be perfect for farming, cattle raising, livestock raising, and cotton cultivation. And with cotton cultivation and with the general attitudes of the settlers, they were pro-slavery to begin with, and many of them simply brought slaves with them. They disregarded all attempts by the Mexicans to outlaw slavery. They simply brought their slaves in and did as they pleased. The Americans chafed under the Mexican government's repeated attempts to get them to live by the provisions, to adopt the provisions that they set out had the condition of their immigration. And when Antonio de Lopez de Santa Anna came into power, they saw this as the moment to simply spark an uprising and to declare their independence and to establish an independent Texas, which they did so. They rebelled, and they actually scored a very critical victory against Santa Anna himself. Santa Anna had decided to lead the army in person, and he was defeated spectacularly at the Battle of San Jacinto and forced to acknowledge Texas's independence. The full boundaries of Texas were never really discussed. It was just acknowledged that Texas would be independent. The full boundaries of Texas were never discussed, and once Santa Anna returned to Mexico City, he fell from power. Now, the Texans, the Texas Republic, the first Texas Republic, benefited from the fall of the Mexican president, Santa Anna, and the ensuing political chaos in Mexico. During this time, they made repeated attempts to join the United States, but their efforts were blocked until 1845, when a pro-slavery dominated Congress admitted both Florida and Texas to the Union. Now, the Mexicans protested the admission of Texas, and things came to a head when the boundary of Texas came into dispute. The Mexican government claimed that the boundary was at the Nuestras River, around Corpus Christi. The Texans and subsequently the United States claimed that the boundary extended all the way to the Rio Grande. Now, war was subsequently declared when James K. Polk, who had been elected president because he favored annexation and favored all of the troubles that annexation could bring. When James K. Polk asked Congress for a declaration of war and sent American troops to secure the disputed territory. There you guys have it. That's the origin of the Mexican War. Of course, the war will be won by the United States, and the impact of the war would actually lead to the disunion of the 1850s. All of the chief troubles of the 1850s really stemmed from the Mexican War and the Mexican Cession. After the war, Mexico was forced to give over basically all of its northern territory. About 2/5 of her national territory was ceded to the United States. This would include Alto California, New Mexico, the outlying regions of Texas. All of these areas were forced by the Mexican government to be given over to the United States, with the United States paying a nominal fee of $50 million for the territories. There you guys have it. Quick fast fact on the Mexican War. I hope you found it a little entertaining, enlightening, maybe even informative. As always, hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this fast fact, and I'll see you guys next time for another fast fact.